poll question today. Seton, what do you have for us?
Dan, this one Paul just sent over, and it's not directed towards any one person at all. But it says, if you were in the Eastern time zone on New Year's Eve, what were you doing exactly at midnight? And your 4 options are, you were watching Ohio State, Georgia, you're watching a ball drop type show, you were sleeping, or you were at a party not watching anything.
All right, let me start with Todd Fritz.
I was watching the game all the way up until 11:59:30, and then I flipped over to like the Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve because I do a thing with my wife every year where I like to kiss her the final seconds of one year into the first few seconds of the next year. That's just a romantic thing I did. And I thought I can get back to it in time, and I missed the kick. I saw the replay, but I didn't see the live kick. Watched the entire game only to miss the Ohio State kick.
The kick was at the same time that the ball was
Yes,
dropped.
the ball went down. And as soon as it went down, the ball, and I was done kissing my wife, which she wanted to go to bed anyway, I flipped it right back at midnight and 4 seconds, and I missed the kick live. I had to wait for the replay.
Wow. You pick love over football.
I did.
Okay.
My wife would have been fine with me just staying with the game and kissing her the next day.
Yes.
It was an incredibly romantic gesture until Todd just told the story where it was like his wife didn't want to be there anyway. It was at 4 seconds after. He's like, all right, I got to get the game back on.
She went to bed at 20 after 10. So, you know, I almost had to basically wake her up. I go, it's 11:59. Remember the thing we do?
She was asleep?
She went to bed at 20 after 10. I don't know if she fell asleep maybe by 11, but she went upstairs to bed an hour and a half before the ball went.
Yeah, Paul.
You can't kiss her on the head 15 seconds later and watch one of the greatest endings in college football history?
Well, I kind of wanted both. She appreciates sports. I thought she might like to see the end of the Ohio State game and do the 11:59 and 55-second kiss. But
what about you, Marv?
I wasn't doing none of that. I was watching Ohio State, Georgia.
Okay.
Kissing your wife.
Yeah. Paulie, what were you doing?
I was in the kitchen watching Ohio State, Georgia. The family had taken the bigger TV and watched the ball drop show, so I could see them. And I did eventually kiss my wife at some point, but I was watching football.
Okay. If they had made the field goal, then it would have been one of the great moments in college football history. But he didn't even come close. But I did think Ohio State was better than Georgia. And Kirby Smart even acknowledged that after the game, that they were probably better than us. And then Michigan and TCU, you kept watching, waiting for Michigan to be Michigan, but then you didn't realize right in front of you, TCU is a better team. They were a better team, certainly that day. Michigan, you know, when you're not doing anything in the second half, and TCU answered everything that you could ask for. Now, this is what I always worry, that when you have a story like TCU, you have a story like Cincinnati last year where you go, oh, God, just don't get blown out. Because I still like the opportunity for these schools where you're not even sure where TCU is. You know, somewhere in Texas. Don't even know how big the campus is. How many students? What's TCU? I mean, all these things, all the questions I was getting while watching the game. What's TCU? Texas Christian. So they're a Christian school. That would be the Christian part of TCU, hon.
Self-explanatory.
Yes. Are they a good football team? Well, they're one of the 4 best teams. Oh, where's Alabama? I go, and they played Kansas State. What happened to Alabama? And then you're answering all these questions. Because then I go, hey, Georgia, Ohio State. Yeah, I'm probably not going to watch that. Oh, are you sure, hun? Nah, I'm going to watch something else. Okay. And then I got to watch it in peace. Yes, Eden.
Yeah, that was, I got after Michigan TCU ended, I heard there's another one? Yes, honey, there is.
Yeah. My wife decided to watch Knives Out, the Glass Onion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the sequel, even though it's not a sequel, but Glass Onion. By the way, thumbs down for Glass Onion.
I'm big thumbs up.
Oh, I didn't like it at all.
Oh, I thought it was fun.
It tried so hard.
Did you see the first one?
Oh, I loved the first one.
Yeah, first one was great.
First one was great.
Yeah.
Glass Onion, no. Thumbs down. Yes, Paul.
She watched a movie that was on demand that you could watch any other day of the year instead of live TV? Like live ball drop shows or the college football?
Yeah, she didn't care.
That's funny.
No, she didn't care. She'd already had enough football. And she could tell that I had had enough of her having enough of football. But, you know, it's like, okay, hon, you know, I'll check on you. And then I'd walk in and go, oh, you know, how's the movie? And then I'd walk back and watch football. So, yes,
Kind of feels like they're really squeezing the life out of these ball drop shows, too, doesn't it? You're like, man, there's still Seacrest still holding on, and you're like, hey, we got Ray Shremmerd coming up. You're like, what the hell? How are
boogie
we
with a
still
hoodie.
doing this?
yeah. And then you had well, you weren't allowed to drink on CNN. Andy Cohen and Cooper Anderson Cooper, whatever.
Well, they had didn't Don Lemon got hammered the one year and was talking about it. He's like, man, this year I'm just really gonna focus on myself. I've been so selfish this year.
Yeah,
I really just want to dive deep into me. And he's having like one of those like really deep come to, you know, like conclusions type of moment, end of the year.
Well, he missed the ball drop. He was in New Orleans and he screwed that up.
I just want to live life. I just want to be free. I want to find somebody to settle down with.
Nobody loves Don Lemon quite like Don Lemon loves Don Lemon.
So focused on my career.
Yeah.
I want to give back.
Yes, Marv.
So you guys didn't watch the Miley Cyrus New Year's Eve celebration, co-hosted by Dolly Parton?
I only saw them do their duet, and I love Dolly, and I like that. I like that Miley is, you know, pays. I know you don't like Miley Seaton.
Especially with, I mean, Dolly. Come on, babe. I love Dolly Parton, but Miley's not it.
Yeah. Yes, Todd.
And don't they record a lot of these segments like in June or something like that? They throw out to these concerts and they make everybody get dressed up in their New Year's garb.
I don't
and they
think
tape
it's
June 6th.
I don't
concerts.
think it's June.
It's like nowhere near New Year's.
But I don't think it's June.
It might be.
They're taped?
Let's go out to Knoxville where so and so's performing. It's like, and they
Well,
recorded
might
that
have-
5 months ago.
No, they probably recorded it during the day, and it's Nashville, not Knoxville.
Yeah, but Knoxville had a huge ball drop.
They beat Clemson. They didn't drop the ball.
Good game.
Yeah. All right. It's great to be back. Best and worst of the weekend, we'll get to those phone calls. By the way, this is how it sounded, Ohio State's field goal attempt to win the game against Georgia.
Arnold snaps, Mirko spots, Ruggles kick in the air, and it's no good. Pulled it to the left, and Georgia's going to walk away with a 1-point victory.
All right, that's Ohio State's version of it. Here's Georgia's call.
Snap, hold, kick, no! Good! No! Good! He missed it! Left! The bench explodes! It's midnight! Happy New Year!
Okay. Is that Santa? Play it again. Ho, ho, ho.
Snap, hold, kick, no! Good! No! Good! He missed it! Left! The bench explodes! It's midnight! Happy New Year!
Yes, Todd.
It sounded like he was about to sneeze, and then it sounded like he had emphysema. So I don't know what was going on. I didn't like that throaty thing. He was
Yes,
trying to do.
Marv.
I almost bleeped out bench because it sounded
I
like
know.
a different word.
I did too. I thought, ooh, he did say bench. Yes, he did. But those are the two calls as Georgia goes on to play.
At you.
He's falling backwards in his chair.
Phone calls coming. Yes, Paul.
That was Scott Howard, the voice of Georgia Bulldog
All
football.
right. Well, Scott gets to call another game for the national championship.
No relation to Teen Wolf, by the way.
As Georgia looks to go back-to-back against TCU. 13.5-point favorites.